Welcome to the High Performance Man podcast. I am your host, John Fayocavitz. On this show, I interview successful men who have built impressive careers in businesses, founders, CEOs, senior leaders, and professionals who have operated at a high level for years. We talk about what actually made them successful. The goal is simple: to learn directly from men who have done it so we can apply those insights into our own careers, businesses, and lives and continue raising our own standard of performance. The show is sponsored by the Prime Performance Method. The Prime Performance Method is designed specifically for high-performing men who have achieved success in their careers but feel like their body and energy have taken a hit along the way. They help busy professional men regain strength, lose weight, feel younger without the long workouts, extreme dieting, or disrupting their demanding schedule. So if you're a high-performing man who wants to feel as strong and energized as you are successful, message me, John Fayocavitz, on LinkedIn. On today's show, we have Brandon Lee, who is the founder of Lens Quarterly, where he publishes Lens Quarterly, a 140-page printed luxury publication. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on. We're so excited to have you.
Oh, thanks for having me, John. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Okay, well, let's get back to your business, okay?
Sure.
You founded this how long ago?
This one's only been a couple of months, but it's the third time I've done a similar business model with two other companies I've sold over the years.
Okay, great. Okay, so what do you think the most important lesson you've learned so far that's helped you become successful in this business?
Man, that's a big question.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, I tell you, in my second company, so my first business, we were about $2 million in revenue when I sold it. And part of the reason I sold it was I was tired. It took a lot of work. I was a typical entrepreneur where I felt like I had to be involved in everything. I had every finger, toe I had plugging holes, and I was really, really spread out. And part of the reason I sold it was I was tired.
Burnout.
And I got into my second company and we hit about $1 million in revenue in the 10-month mark. And I found myself in that same stressed out state. Like everything was good on the outside, people were applauding, good for you, way to go, keep going. On the inside, I was really tired. And I found a coach at the time. I went through a few consultants and coaches and, a lot of frameworks and playbooks, and all of those are good, but there was something that I felt like I was missing and I couldn't quite explain it. And so I was sitting with this coach and I was trying to verbalize to him like what was going on with me and what I was struggling with, and just kind of honestly just kind of dumping everything out, and couldn't quite get the words. I didn't understand exactly what was happening to me. And he just kind of paused me and he goes, "Brandon, do you want to own your business or do you want your business to own you?" And it was that moment I'm like, yes, that's it. That's what I'm trying to say. And he said, well, let's do something real quick. And he gave me a marker and we had a whiteboard. And he said, just write down everything that you do in a day, in a week, in a month. Like I just want you to put every task that you do. And I'm writing everything down. He's like, remember, not just the things that are on your calendar, but everything that you do. So if somebody knocks on the door and says, hey, Brandon, you got a quick minute, I want that on there too. And I got it all listed, and he left, came back like, I don't know, 20 minutes later, I had everything listed. He asked a few more questions, I had a few more things. And he said, okay, we went to the other side of the whiteboard, and he put a line down the middle. And he said, I want you to put on the right side all the things that you do that you love doing. I put the things on there that in the morning you're like, I get to go to work, I'm so excited. And on the left side, I want you to put the things that, you hit snooze 10 times because you don't really want to get out of bed and go do those things. And when I did that and I put them on the left and the right side, he just sat there and he pointed to it. And I looked at it and he said, you got a ratio problem. And I go, what do you mean exactly? And he said, you're doing about 65, 70% of things that don't naturally give you life and energy. You're doing a lot of work that isn't consistent with the way that you're naturally wired. And that's why you're so tired. Like when we do work that's more aligned with how we're naturally wired, we actually work from a place of energy, and our work gives us energy. And we work from a place that we're doing activities that are misaligned with our natural wiring, it wears us out. And he said,
Wow.
when you get that ratio right, he's like, you could work a 10 or 12-hour day and be more energized from it. And you work in the opposite, you could work 2 or 3 hours and just be completely exhausted.
Wow.
And that was the change that I found. And he said, look, you're the only person in this company as the owner that can change your job, change what you do on a daily basis. The question is, do you really want to, and do you really have the courage to make that change? And
That is super.
that was a turning point. And I mean, that company, I started with me, and then I felt so good. I did it with two of my key leaders, and we actually made that whole concept a part of our culture, that we made sure that people working in, we just, use simple 80/20 rule. 80% of what you do needs to be on the right side of the page, and 20% or less on the left side. We eventually called them energy gaining and energy draining activities. And we put that in place, and then that company went from, startup to 18 million in recurring revenue in 5 years. And I
Wow.
attribute so much of my success and the company's success to having that awareness, and just making sure that we put people in, starting with me, in energy gaining activities
That's
most of the
amazing.
time.
That's great. I mean, that's going to give my audience. I mean, that's something that they can do on their own that
Yeah,
you just mentioned, just on their own. I mean, yeah, they can get a mentor and a coach to help them, but just to physically see it on a board, because they say that when you write things down, some reason your brain sees it.
right.
You could
Yeah,
talk
for sure.
about it all day, but if you don't actually see what's on paper or on a board, you don't realize it.
Yeah. Well, when you put the line and you separate them, and you can just see, like,
Yeah.
this is what I do every day, every week, and every month in my business. I mean, it's exhausting just looking at it on paper. And
Wow.
then it's really motivating to start going, okay, what are things on the left side that I can start moving off my plate?
That is super insight, man.
Well, and here's the key part, is finding people or hiring people on your team that they look at things on your left side, and it's on their right side, right? So I
Wow.
look at all my energy draining activities, and there's somebody on my team going, I want those, like I want those because they're on my energy gaining side. And
Right.
that's how we built high
Now
performing
that
teams.
was your second company, and this is your third, the Lens Quarterly.
No, this is actually my sixth. I've had three exits, good exits. I've had two not so great experiences, but you learn a
Okay.
lot from
Were
those.
they all in the publication field?
No, so I've had two publishing companies before. This is my third. I owned a printing company, and then I went into tech and didn't do so well in tech. So,
And that's probably because did you enjoy it?
you
That was
know,
probably the reason.
yeah, I did. I think what I've learned about myself over the years, that I'm much better with a product than a service.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's
So,
awesome.
yeah,
Okay, my next question, Brandon.
sure.
What do you think hinders a lot of men today from reaching their full potential?
I'm biased because of my own experiences, but
No, that's what we want to
uh,
hear.
yeah, I mean, I think what I just said has been the
Okay.
key. I think that too often, whether we own the company or we work in a company, too often we do daily work that is not aligned with the way that we're naturally wired, whether
Right.
it's, we go to a gym as an example, and we lift weights because we told we're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
What I've discovered for me is I don't like going to a gym. I don't like lifting weights. I like doing strength work, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do it in a gym. I
Right.
want I want to do something different. I want to do it in community. I want to do it with other people. My social side needs that. So doing something more calisthenics or things like that that are more aligned with who I am. And the same within my work, and the way that I
Right.
approach my work is that I'm very, very aware of, is what I'm doing filling me with more energy, or is it draining me of energy? And just being very aware of that and having that courage to shift has been a big difference. I just find so
Right.
many people, they're in a job or in a role for the money, or for, this is what I studied, so this is what I need to do, and they don't really love it. And
Yes, that's what yes.
yeah,
Okay. And 95% of the people that I have on our podcast, they absolutely love what they're doing. And that's why they're successful.
it,
Okay.
it's a huge part of it.
I mean, it is energy spectrum. I mean, that's great for, again, our audience is going to eat this up with that energy spectrum. Is it negative? Is it positive that you're doing in the course of a day? I
Right.
mean, that's what we get, man. That's awesome. Okay. Next question. For most men on the road to business or professional success, other areas of their life get sacrificed.
Mhm.
What's been one of the areas of your life that has suffered, if there has been? But where would you like to be successful now, too? So it's like a two-part question.
Yeah.
What has sacrificed in the course of your, I know you built, like you said, 6 businesses, and I know it's probably transitioned from when you started way back until, family life or whatever. You explain to me, what's something that's sacrificed.
Yeah, I would say my personal health was probably the one thing I sacrificed. I was very aware from an early age that I didn't want to sacrifice my family for the benefit of growing a company and being successful. I was very aware that there's financial success, but there's also personal success. And my wife and my kids were very important to me. So I was really good at that side. I don't believe in work-life balance. I think that there's seasons where you need to work harder and work more, and there's seasons where you can take more time off. But where I sacrificed was the drive and the ambition. I didn't allow myself enough downtime. I kept going from thing to thing, growing. It's part of having fast growth and good growth companies. It
Yeah.
comes at a cost.
Yep.
And
Were you working the 50, 60, 70 hour weeks? Is that what you're doing?
yeah, and also I would say just not letting my brain have downtime.
Which we're going to get to here in a little
You
bit.
know,
That's
yeah.
neat.
It's, the times where I may have been physically present with my family, but mentally still in the office, still trying to solve problems, still thinking about, what I didn't get done today or what I need to get done tomorrow. And when we don't allow our brains and our nervous systems to take a break, they get tired.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's that fight or flight syndrome.
Hmm.
Okay. Where we're pumping out cortisol left and right.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the nervous system being affected.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is
And
is
go
there
ahead.
anything that you'd like to be successful now too, or any areas that you like to work on?
Yeah, I work on that. I guess the term everyone uses these days is mental health,
Yeah.
and I think it's probably the right term. But I am very aware of the mental side of things, giving myself downtime, brain downtime, nervous system downtime. I approach my workouts very differently now. Before it was kind of I worked out to check a box because I was supposed to do it. And now I approach those as strategic.
Yeah.
If I don't have the workouts, I don't give myself that brain time. And just little things like I love to run. It's been part of my life. I know everyone's got their opinions on running versus, strength training and all that.
Right.
Running for me has been a place of peace.
You
And
just took the words out of my mouth because that's my next question.
yeah,
Where do you find yourself at peace?
yeah, it's, what, whether I'm running or whether I'm walking, one of the things I did, gosh, it's only been maybe 2, 3 years now. I don't wear earbuds. When I run, I let my brain relax too. I used to be like I'd go for a run, treadmill or out in the world, and I'd have AirPods in. I was listening to podcasts, I was listening to a book. It was all multitasking. And what I've learned is that time, I need that time for me. Not only am I physically pushing my body, but I'm also letting my brain relax. So
Right.
I like early morning runs, and I just listen to the sounds that are around me. It might be birds, it might be cars driving by, it might be my breath, it might be my feet pattering, on the ground. But I just let
That is
my
so good.
brain be. And it's made a huge difference. Before, I was
That
always trying to optimize my time. Okay, well, I can go for an hour run and listen to this podcast.
that's one of the things that I have to do and still work on is I get rushed. My brain is still going. You know what I mean? And it's just that's one of the things I really have to work on. My anxiety and trying to get things done and trying to do things. And I got to take that time, even though I haven't, which leads to my next question. Like you asked me my morning, do you have any kind of a morning routine that you do?
I do a couple different routines because for me, if routine can become negative for me. I feel the pressure to be consistent, and it's just not part of who I am. I'm consistent in
Exactly.
different ways. What I've learned over the years, when I've tried to have a very rigid, this is what I do every day routine, I'm inconsistent. And it's because I want freedom to do a little bit. So I have a few different routines that I do.
Okay.
The big change for me is I get up and I read, I pray, I meditate. I move my
Great.
body a little bit before I get started, but it used to be get up and go for a run, and now it's more of get up, stretch, move my body, do some brain awakening exercises. I do a lot of like cross body stuff, so you're getting the right brain and the left side of your brain interacting with each other. I do that just to kind of get the blood flow and get my body moving. It's been a little bit, I don't know how long I've been doing it, but a chia seed with lemon juice and a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of honey, let it soak for 20 minutes, and then I drink that, and that really, that, you know, big bit of fiber and get all that into an empty stomach. It fills me up. It, you know, as we get
Yep.
older, we need more fiber. And
Oh, yes, we
but I
do.
but I like that. I drink decaf coffee because I still love coffee, but I don't want the caffeine.
Right.
And then I really try to start most of my days with a little bit of reading, a little bit of praying, a little bit of breathing, do some breathing
Good.
exercises, even before on the days that I get up and go for a run, which I don't do every day. I like to start that mentally into my day, where before I used to start my days physically.
Right. That's great, man. Awesome. Okay, my last question then, Brandon, is this. If you were to give that one piece of advice to other men that are starting out on their journey to achieving success, what would that be?
I think not think, I mean, the key is know yourself to lead yourself. And that is, I've in the consulting work that I've done, I've get a framework, a message that I call start from full.
Right.
And if we don't know ourselves, we can't lead ourselves into starting full and staying full. And so my suggestion for everybody is, man, do that exercise that I did. I
Yeah.
mean, look at all the activities that you do in a day and put them in those two categories. And then use that to help if you can. I mean, some people, we have jobs and we can't help it, but maybe you're in the wrong
Right.
job, or maybe you're in the right job, but you got the wrong role. There's a difference.
Right.
You can
Do you,
keep the same title and be responsible for the same stuff, but it doesn't mean
right.
you have to do everything that's on the task list. We have teams of people, and then hire well around you.
Right.
I mean, get people around you that love to do the stuff that you don't like to do.
That's awesome. Do you think, just curious, you that exercise that you do with the board, and do you think that would give a person to know their why? Why am I doing this? Or do you think that's
Yeah,
just
I think why goes deeper than that. And I've done a
okay?
lot of work with my own why. Like I like making money. I like being successful, but making money is not my why.
Okay.
And I think that's a little bit different. I believe what I focus on with your starting from full is knowing how am I naturally wired?
Wired.
Right? What was created in me that means these are the types of activities I tend to move towards naturally, and these are the types of activities in my life that I tend to avoid. And getting an understanding of that. Like, I mean, here's an example. We have 5 kids, and I talk to my kids a lot about it's not, people say, what do you want to do for a living? Well, I want to get more micro than that. It's not about a title. Like 2 of my daughters are nurses. It's like, great, you can be a nurse, but then within that, what are the daily environments that you really want to be in? Do you want to be in a team? Do you like to work more solo? Do you like to be more thoughtful? Do you like to be more physical? Do you like to be more detailed oriented? How much do
Hmm.
you like to communicate and talk versus being alone? Are you more introverted? You more extroverted? Like those
That is
types of
so
things
good.
get you deeper into having that more awareness of like, this is the type of environment that I'm going to thrive in because I look at it and go, that excites me. I want to do those things versus this is the type of environment and these are the types of activities that I really just don't want to do. And as you start to get that type of awareness, you can be more intentional with the
Yeah.
types of positions, roles, activities that you put yourself in.
Right. Oh, that's so good, man. So it's to me, it's like in the morning, are you that snooze button person? Or are you that guy get up in the morning right away? I mean, I'm not you, but I'm saying a
Yeah.
person, because that's when you know that you're attacking everything at the right way. If I don't need a snooze button and I'm getting up in the morning, man, I know I want to be good that day.
Yeah, and if you wake up before your alarm, you're probably doing some, well, forget all the physical cortisol and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff. But you're getting up before your alarm and you wake up and you're excited. You got things on your to-do list that are giving you that are energy giving. When you
Yes.
hit snooze, you got things on your to-do list that you really don't want to do, or you're not naturally inclined to do that type of
That
work.
is, man, this has been awesome. Well, Brandon, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Okay. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be on. This was absolutely great. Okay. The exercise you started in the beginning with, what, brain dumping type thing. The insights you gave us was amazing. I know my audience will like it very much.
Well,
Okay.
good.
And as a reminder to everyone listening on this show, brought to you by the Prime Performance Method, where I help high performing men rebuild strength, energy, and confidence without sacrificing their careers. If you are ready to feel strong in your body as you are successful in your business, message me, John Fayocavitz, on LinkedIn. Until our next episode, perform strong in all areas of your life.